All right, two familiar faces teaming up for a brand new project that's both heartwarming and jaw-dropping.
Yeah, it's called Whiz Kids, a digital series spotlighting some of the most talented kids from all around the world. Take a look.
Their pitching has been a little inconsistent. Their hitting is a different story. Throughout the entire season, they've been hitting really well.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Let's talk about Aaron Judge here first.
We gotta talk about it.
Come on, Mr. G. Let's talk about Aaron Judge.
He's hitting 396. And who's the last person to do that? Ted Williams.
400?
Wow.
In 1941.
Wow, you know your stats.
Man, I'm impressed. Those sport-loving twins are 10 years old and they dream of becoming sports reporters. It sounds like they already are. Curious what those Whiz Kids co-hosts, Pix 11's Mr. G and NewsNation anchor Connell McShane, were doing at 10 years old? Well, they are here in the studio to answer that question. That is something else. They are impressive. What did you want to be when you were 10 years old?
What I am now, lost. 10 years, I'm just overwhelmed every time we do these shows.
Yeah.
And Connell just told me the numbers and that are people that are watching. And what's really interesting is we both discovered that this is more than cute. These kids are off the charts, and they make us, we're not that sharp. You know, they make us look like exactly the way we are.
You know, it's funny because most of my day now is spent talking about war overseas or something like that. It's like sometimes you watch the news, you say, all right, enough already. Maybe we want to be even inspired or have a little fun.
Yeah.
And, you know, I give Mr. G a lot of credit for this. He started coming on our show on NewsNation. We got to talking about, and he's done so many of these features over the years with young people on this station that kind of get it going a little bit bigger with it and digging in a little bit more. It has been a lot of fun. It's amazing what, you know, 6, 7, we had a 7-year-old, remember the 7-year-old kid playing the piano? I mean, wow. I got to say, you know, if he was 47, you would say he's one of the best piano players you ever heard. He was 7. It's unbelievable stuff, the talent.
And then they revert back to their age. Now he has a perfect pitch.
Right.
And the 7-year-old.
And I started singing, and he said, you
stop.
Go. No, he didn't say stop. He said go. So Johnny can only sing one note. He sang, what's this? Ah. And he goes, stop. And he goes, this is the key that you should be singing at.
Right.
So you didn't make, I'm imitating his voice. You didn't make a mistake. It's just your pitch was off. Hear it?
That was nice of him.
Yeah, right.
He has some manners, too.
Get a little older.
Let's talk about these two twins that we just saw. Apparently, they got some positive feedback from a Yankees legend.
Yeah, A-Rod sent them something, which was nice.
Out.
It was nice. Yeah, he sent in a little video, and after the show, our producers played it for them and surprised him. Surprised the little guys, yeah. Which was a lot of fun. Yeah, look at them.
Watch this.
Look at the face.
Oh, can we hear this?
There it is.
Or no?
Twin stripe
Oh, they were just, I mean, they were over. These
can't hear it.
Oh my God. We can hear, but they're not playing it in the studio. Well, that's first of all very impressive. How do you find all these kids, and what are some of the other stories, the other kids that you've interviewed? Oh, here we go.
Let's go Twin Stripes.
That is so great. Alex Rodriguez. That's nuts. 2009 World Series champion. 696 career home runs. Thank you so much to everyone at Whiz Kids. Mr. G, Connell. And also thank you to A-Rod. This is so amazing.
Oh, look at that.
Cute,
You're making
right?
dreams come
Cute.
true, guys.
Cute. You know, you're asking about how we find them. It's funny. Mr. G introduced me to this group of people here in New York that you've been involved with called Virtual Enterprises International.
Okay.
And these kids are really cute, but these guys, this is this whole organization that you literally have, and we had them on the first episode, high school students that are starting their own companies. Like for real, like with a CEO. Like they had a clothing company that they started, and this group kind of puts it all together. There was this huge event over at the Javits Center that G and I, that we went to, and that is how we find some of them, and then the internet helps with some of the others, you know?
Now, the other thing is there are 48,000 of these kids involved in the United States. It's also in Western Europe. And, you know, the Chinese and the Indian kids are trading stocks. And they're doing it in warehouse or whatever. And they're making more money than their parents are. They're working smart, not hard, but smart. And when the parents then begin to see that the money's changing in the house, the whole axis is going towards the kids, then we're going to try and work it out so banks get involved and give the parents computers so they can follow the progress of their own children.
Yeah, it's
fantastic.
really cool. I would say the one thing, while we're here, the shameless plug, we should say, on NewsNation. If you look up NewsNation on YouTube, it's really easy to find the show. There's like a little podcast tab, and then you can watch it. So it's always available, and we're going to put new episodes out on Friday afternoons, I think. It's a lot of fun.
I always watch you when I walk across the hallway on the other side of the studio is the NewsNation studio.
Same floor, yeah.
You do a fantastic job.
Thank you.
I'm following
Mr.
his
G,
coattails.
you
know.
Well, we're working on it.
We had an 8-year-old on, and she says, I grew up watching Mr. G. I said, me
my
too.
gosh.
I said, she grew up, you know. She's 8 years old.
Yeah,
But
and
we
he-
all
me
grew up
too.
in New York watching
And then
Mr. G.
he talks about very nice things like Tchaikovsky, and then tells everybody I knew him well, and you know,
Yeah.
little
Well.
things like that.
What are you hoping is the big takeaway then from having the show on?
I think people want something like this. I think people
Yeah.
want something to kind of say, all right, I'm not going to get down every time I look at the news on TV, and I'm going to get inspired that sometimes we think, oh, the world's only getting worse, or you know, every
Yeah.
day something else is happening. But you've watched someone who's 6, 7, 8 years old with so much optimism and talent. You say, well, the world's actually not getting worse. In many ways, it's getting better, and this is a big part of the reason why.
And
Love
for
that.
me, and for me, it's just a little bit of the same twist differently. I want these kids to be entrepreneurs. This
Yeah.
country was built on that. We are built the best schools, built in the best scientists, built in the best AI, right? And I'd like to see these kids own it, not be fearful of it, and network deeply so they make contacts. I see great things for this country because of these kids.
Yeah, we not only want this kind
Awesome.
of news, we need this kind of news. So thanks, guys, for coming
Thank you
in.
for having
Appreciate
us.
it. Mr. G and Connell, thank you both.
Hey,
Come
you
back
did well.
anytime.
Yeah, right.
I'm glad you wore your
You
John
did all
Travolta
right.
suit today, Mr. G. That's nice.
A reminder,
weather.
Whiz Kids streams every Friday at noon on NewsNation's YouTube channel and digital platforms. Go check it out. Such
Yeah.
great work there.